everyone, today I'm going to share with you how I made this cute little children's advent calendar for the Christmas season. It's a really fun project and I look forward to showing you how I made it. The first step is to create the boxes for the front of the calendar, and to do that I used 6x6 paper pad by Doodlebug. I used the Milk and Cookies collection and the Here Comes Santa Claus collection, and I selected 25 different patterns from those collections to make the boxes. The die I'm using is Lawn Fawn's tiny box die. It will make a little square box of about 1¼ inches by 1¼ inches. I'm just going to run the die through my die machine and now remove the paper from the die, and we can start assembling the boxes. The die embosses creases along the edges where you're supposed to fold in order to create the box, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm just folding in all of the creased edges so that we can form the box. Now I'm going to flip it over onto its front and apply score tape to 4 of the edges. This box only requires score tape on 4 parts, which I thought was really cool and makes it very easy to assemble. Just running a bone folder over the score tape to make sure it's adhered. Now I'm going to remove the score tape and start assembling the box. So I'm just going to continue removing the backing from the score tape and adhering it to the sides of the box so that I can finish off the box. And there it is, the box is finished. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. And now we can move on to step 2. So step 2 is applying numbers to the front of the box faces so that we can put in the calendar days from 1 to 25. Any number set would do as long as it's between 3/4 inch and 1 inch, given that these are 1¼ inch boxes. I used a die set from Concord in 9th. Now I'm just using my multimedia adhesive to make 2 layers for each number out of cardstock, and then I'm going to apply that to the box. And I did that because I wanted the numbers to have a little bit of dimension and stand out from the box, just to make it more visually appealing. So I'm going to do that 24 more times and finish all of the boxes. Okay, so now we have our boxes numbered, and it is time to move on to the fun part, which is step 3. And this is making the little prizes that will go into the boxes. Instead of candy, I thought it would be a cute idea to put a little joke in each box and have the joke in the form of a scroll held by a little critter. And for the critters, I'm using Mama Elephant's Little Reindeer Agenda and Little Santa Agenda. For the jokes, I just got them off the internet and cut and paste them into a Word document, and then I just cut the jokes into strips so that I could make the scroll for the box. And here are just a couple of examples of the funny little jokes that I'm going to include in the boxes. Here is Mama Elephant's Little Reindeer Agenda set, in case you want to see what it looked like. I'm not going to color the reindeer or the Santas on camera. I have another video where I do that. If you're interested, please take a look. Here are the jokes that I got from the internet, and I am just going to cut them into strips, and I'll show you how I make the scrolls next. So here we go. So we have our little joke. It's cut into a strip, apply some adhesive, and now I'm going to attach the little critter. I'm going to take a quilling tool and put the edge of the paper in the quilling tool and then roll it to create the scroll. So I'm just going to roll it pretty tightly, remove the quilling tool, and then hold for a second to let the scroll set. And there we have it, a perfect little scroll held by the reindeer, all ready to be a prize inside the box. The next step is step 4, and that's preparing the calendar backing. To do this, I'm going to use a 12 by 12 piece of pattern paper from Lawn Fawn's Nitpicky collection and glue it to a piece of thick chipboard that's also 12 by 12. So here I'm just applying my tape runner here and I'm going to affix that to the front of the chipboard. Next, we're going to start working on our critters for the top of the calendar. This is step 5. I'm going to show you how I made the reindeer. And the die set that I used was the Favor Bag Accessory from Mama Elephant in the Snowman, Deer, Santa, and Elf. They're 2 different sets. Here, I just cut out 2 of the circles, one for the head and one for the body, and then attach them together. I'm going to put some shading on the reindeer with Copic markers in 30, 31, and 33. In the interest of time, I cut a bunch of that shading out, but hopefully I'm showing enough so you get the idea of what I was trying to achieve with the shading. Basically, I applied the darkest color to the outside and then blended in with lighter colors. Now I'm going to apply the cheeks. I'm using R20 for the center of the cheek, and then I'm going to go over the perimeter with R00. Now I'm going to adhere the antlers using glue dots. And now I'm going to put on the nose. And I'm going to put the nose on in 2 layers. The first layer is a black layer, and then the second is a red layer because I want this reindeer to be Rudolph. Now I'm just going to put the little eyes on with some multimedia matte adhesive. And then finally, I'm just going to add some white little whiskers to the cheeks of the reindeer just to give him some interest. Also, I'm going to put 2 white accents on the nose, just so that it looks like it's glowing. I'm also going to add some glossy accents to the nose and then also to the antlers, just so that they stand out on the calendar, given how busy it is. And here we have our 4 little critters. We have a reindeer, a snowman, an elf, and Santa, and they are all ready to go on top of the calendar. Next, we are going to start working on the 6th step, which is to make a snowflake border for the frame of the calendar. I'm using the Snowflurries Die from Mama Elephant. Now I'm just showing you how I made the holes on the top of the calendar. I just used my sharp tool and then put twine through the top of the calendar so that to act as a hanger, basically. Now we're going to attach the critters to the top of the calendar. I'm using score tape because I want to make sure it adheres firmly. And I'm going to start with the reindeer, move to Santa, and then just finish the other 4 the same way, slightly overlapping them. Now I'm going to start applying my snowflake border. I thought it'd be really cute to put some snowflakes in between and on the edges of the critters and then work my way down the sides and along the bottom. I'm not applying the snowflakes in any particular order, just whatever is pleasing to me. To adhere the snowflakes, I use my multimedia matte adhesive with my reverse tweezer, which you'll see in a second. And as I apply the snowflakes to the advent calendar, I'm just going to hold them down with acrylic blocks to make sure that the snowflakes glue down pretty tightly to the calendar. Okay, so now we have our border completed, and now it's time to assemble the boxes on the face of the calendar. And to do that, I'm just going to put 3 lines of score tape on the back of each box. And then I am going to remove the adhesive and then apply the box to the calendar face. Now I'm going to show you a trick to make sure that you get absolutely perfect, even placement for all of the boxes. And the way to do that is I am going to adhere boxes 1 through 5, the horizontal row, and then 1, 6, 11, 16, and 21, the vertical row, second. And then once I have those completed, all I need to do is line up the right-hand corner with the horizontal row and the bottom side with the vertical row, and that will give me perfect placement throughout the calendar. Might be easier just if you pay attention to looking at what I'm doing as opposed to hearing what I'm saying. I think it's something that's more clear if you look at it. So here I'm just making sure that the right side of the 7 is even with the 2 and the bottom side is even with the 6. I'm going to do the same for the 12 box. I am going to make sure that the right side of the 12 box is even with the right side of the 7 and the bottom of the 11 box. And I'm just going to continue working in the same fashion until I get to the end, until I get to 25, which is our special little glitter box. And once we have that done, we have a calendar. So here it is, our cute little children's advent calendar for Christmas. Let's check on the prizes inside. There's Santa with a little joke scroll. Let's try another box. Here is a reindeer with another joke. And that's it. We are done. I made this calendar for my niece and nephew who are 6 and 7 years old, and I plan to give it to them on Thanksgiving so that on December 1st they can start counting down to the big holiday and they have something to look forward to every day. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that this inspires you to make your own advent calendar. Have a great day.